Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style, and today I'm going to be talking about how hunting is similar to dressing for success. All right, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by doing this. These videos will come right to you. In addition, if you like the video, you find it useful, go ahead and click on the like button down below. Important for this video because I'm kind of taking a non-traditional approach to it. And lastly, if you want to learn more, go ahead and click on the article right down here below. I always link you to an informative article which teaches you more about what I talk about here in the video. Okay, it's getting close to hunting season here in Wisconsin, and I just had this idea for this video because it made me think. I look at how well the hunters here prepare for the season because this is a big deal in Wisconsin. And these guys, I mean, the hunters are out there and they're getting their gear ready. So these guys realize we live in a pretty harsh environment here. It gets cold very quickly, and they may be out for a long period. It's going to possibly rain on them. It could snow depending on how late we get into the season. It could freeze. They're going to be going out very early in the morning, so we're going to have a wide range of temperatures. So these guys are buying the right gear, and they're testing their clothing. I know guys that go out there and they'll wear it and they'll go out and almost sleep in it just to make sure it's going to keep them warm, that they're not going to have to come back. Because that's the worst thing is you go out there and you're not prepared and you end up coming back from the hunt and you're sick. And so these guys are paying a lot of attention to their clothing and how they're going to be dressing themselves and their tools, their rifles, and their shotguns. They're very much making sure that these things the sights are set. If they're going to be using scopes, that the scopes are set, that they're well oiled, they're test firing, they're making sure that all the rounds they're taking out there are good to go. None of the ammunition's too old. I mean, every detail they're paying attention to when it comes to their tool. Because when it comes down to it, if they get that perfect buck right in their sights and they pull the trigger and nothing happens, I mean, that's just the worst feeling. And if you spook it, all of a sudden you have lost that shot of the season. And it may be a 14-pointer that just got away. And so for these guys, it all comes down to that one moment. And they realize that they've got to do all this preparation. So they even go the extra mile. I know that there is a dryer sheet out there that these guys will put their clothing in so it smells like dirt. Yes, it's a horrible smelling dryer sheet, but these guys put their clothing in this because they do not want to give their scent away. And they realize that, not all the time they're going to be up, up on the stand. And so there are going to be times whenever they just don't want to take any chances because this means a lot to them. So this got me thinking about business. And there's a lot, I think, to be learned from hunting because everything I just talked about needs to be applied to the businessman or the guy out there wanting to make a pitch for the artist, who's wanting to get his artwork in front of the right person, or for the teacher that's going to be in front of the class. He needs to be dressing in a manner so that he is really coming across the way he wants to. And so it comes down to buying the right clothing. Because if you don't buy the right clothing, then there's nothing. I mean, if you're buying t-shirts, there's nothing I can do to help you dress more professionally if that's the clothing that you are going to be stuck with and you're going to buy. So you need to buy the right clothing. Look at sports jackets. Look at button-up shirts. If you're in a blue-collar job, look for work shirts that are going to actually protect your body and still look good. You also need to care for that clothing. You need to take care of it. So in the same way that these guys are taking their clothing and they're putting in those nasty dryer sheets, I mean, you need to be looking at, okay, is this 100% cotton? Is this wool? How should I be cleaning it? How often should I be sending it out to the cleaners? So pay attention to how you care for your clothing. There's also about carrying the right tools. So probably not as important as in hunting, but maybe it is, because if you got someone and they're going to be signing a multi-$100,000 contract with your company, do you want to be handing them a plastic Bic pen whenever they're about to sign that? You want to have something that's nice, something that perhaps, when the president, whenever he signs a bill, that he signs with all these different pens because everyone wants to keep that pen. It's a keepsake. It's something. It's a part of history. And I don't know about you, but if you're going to be having somebody sign a contract and this is going to be a number of pieces that you're going to deliver to this museum and you're an artist, perhaps you want to keep that pen, or perhaps you want to give it to them as a thank you, as a symbol to remember you and this particular moment, that it means that much to you. So pay attention to the tools, to the briefcase that you carry, that you pull out that proposal, because people notice these things. people don't want to hold this stuff against you because it seems so superficial, but we make snap decisions. We make judgments based off this stuff. So pay attention to your tools. I mean, if I'm going to go out hunting, and I'll tell you, so when I was in Ukraine, I went out hunting with a bunch of guys there, and I can tell you I was scared. I looked at their weapons, and I mean, I thought this stuff looked like it came from like the 1920s, and it probably did. And I didn't want to be near those guys when they were firing those rounds. One, I didn't know how well their aim was, and I didn't want to get shot. And the other one was I didn't know if that thing was going to explode on them. I mean, maybe that ammunition's 10 to 30 years old, and, you know, they may have a round just blow in their face. You know, I did not, you know, and that was based off the visuals I saw. And they didn't shoot anything that day, by the way. But, and also go the extra mile. So look to small things which can set you apart, whether it be a pocket square, whether it be a quality accessory like a watch that you got from your grandfather, a pair of cufflinks that help set you apart. Be willing to go the extra mile and stand a little bit out because it's going to pay dividends. All right. So let me know what you thought about this one. I tried to have a little bit of fun with it. Hopefully it helps some of the ideas stick. And let me know in the comments. This has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men Real Style. Take care. Bye-bye.